Pastner, Coach, if you could open with a quick statement, and then we'll have questions.
Yeah, first off, I want to give a lot of credit to Pitt. I think they play really hard. I think they're very well coached. I think they got a really good basketball team. I just think this league is such that you can be really good and play really well and still lose, and that's just the case with Pitt. And we've been there many times where we think you're playing well, you're playing hard, you're competing. It's just, you know, the ball doesn't always bounce your way because the other teams are good. And that's just how good this league is. It's, you know, the best league in all of college basketball. Really proud of our young men. I mean, it's, you know, obviously not easy to get the news that we got on Monday, but to be able to come out and play like we did with the energy, the compete, the fight, that's who we've been in this entire year. It's really who we've been for all 4 years, but especially for this year. These guys have just played their tails off every possession. We've done things, I was telling the guys, to be able to win this game, we'll have done things that haven't been done here, that haven't been done here actually before you were actually born. And so to be able to get to the 10 wins, to be able to get the 6 home wins in a row, and those 6 wins holding teams under 60 points, the double, like I said, double-digit ACC wins. These type of things haven't were done prior to them ever being born, and it wasn't done since. So just really great, you know, a great way to finish the season at home. For the seniors was excellent for James Banks and Shabari Phillips. I want to give a great shout out to Gina Gonzalez, and, you know, IO's over there who oversees it all. But I thought Gina and the marketing department did a great job with the student section in these last 6 games. Our students were really good, and our students made a big difference in our home wins. I thought our student section was really, really good. And so I want to give a lot of credit to the marketing department on that with the students. And also just, I started, so my first time, 11 years as a head coach, I started Shabari, or I started all the seniors. I've never done that before. And I have done that because, based that we weren't playing next week, and Shabari has handled himself at such a high level, I thought it was the right thing to do, as in terms, because we weren't having an opportunity to play next week. And the guy to my right has just been absolutely outstanding, an incredible young man, great player, has continued to get better, and I'm really happy for him, and he's really helped move the needle of this program, and he deserves a lot of credit as well.
Let's have questions for James first. Let him get out here in case he has homework too, like Shambari does.
What are your emotions like tonight? Just, I imagine there's a lot going through your mind with the senior night and all that.
Just moving on to the next. I mean, we were able to get a good win tonight. Senior night's happy. I mean, just being in Atlanta and having a lot of people that was able to come to the game, of course, that's special. But we have a game to prepare for on Friday. That's 2 days removed. I mean, you can't be stuck up in this.
Was there any doubt that the team would come out like it did tonight?
I think we came out kind of slow. We was lacking energy, honestly.
Defensively, you had one of your better games all around in terms of steals and blocks, and we're really kind of dominating the post defensively when you're in there. Kind of, is that something you're taking a lot of pride in tonight?
I feel like they jibbed me on steals and blocks. I had a little bit more than what they gave me. But other than that, I mean, it was just great coaching. We were able to, they hit some tough shots, they hit some tough threes, and they were able to shoot a high percentage. But we were taking a lot of clean looks, and that's why they didn't take more when we forced them to drive. And I was able to, play great defense there and make tough shots for them. So, they shot the ball really well from 3. You look at what they shot from 2. I think it was 11 for 41. So, it was really hard for them to get 2s, So just being able to hold down and be a great paint defender for our team, and I feel like that, that helped us get the win.
James, how do you describe, if you can't put into words, some of the challenges that you maybe had faced when you first got here to now seeing this team do what it's doing right now from a success standpoint?
Everybody got better. I mean, when I first got here, I didn't think a lot of players were that good. But, we worked hard. We were in the gym every day, and we got better together. And I think that's what you're seeing on the court. as a team that's coming together, a team that's gluing, a team that's, you know, beginning to get on the roll at this point in the you know, it kind of sucks that we were able to get on the roll this late in the year. You know, it has to stop right now, but you know, that's the culmination of a bunch of guys putting in a bunch of hard work together. That's the culmination of what we're doing off the court, and you know, our camaraderie, us hanging out, us having, you know, love for each other, things of that nature, and you're able to see that translate to the court in 6 straight home wins, 7 straight home wins. That is, you know, we're trying to finish at the top of the league. You know, moving the needle, not playing on Tuesday, moving the needle. You know, winning 10 straight games, moving the needle, being, you know, positive. You know, not having a winning record in the ACC. All these things are important. All these things are, you know, what we're going to use to continue to get guys here, continue to move this needle, have Georgia Tech, and be a great basketball program once again.
You probably won't be there you're not going to be there to see kind of the results of what happens next year with this group, but how much pride do you kind of take in seeing the development of guys like Jose and Mike and Moses and watching it go forward as they go into a year with some momentum?
I mean, it gives me the room to talk trash to them a little bit later. I mean, they had to watch me to, you know, get what they got. You know what I'm saying? and whether you look at how it is or not, I mean, just being competitive, whether it's, you know, how to work on the boards, or it's how to, you know, compete on defense, whether it's how to compete with anything we do, you know, how we started in practice. You know, it's come a long way. I mean, you guys, coach, you know, from how hard we had to go to build these things into a lot of guys, to build dog into guys. I mean, you got guys you got to reel back like Jordan and Jose. You got guys you got to amp up like Mike and Moses, and you know, be able to get to this cream of the crop where everybody's doing what they need to do. It's hard work, and there's a lot of chemistry that went into it. So just, you know, just hoping that, you know, guys continue to get better, guys continue to evolve, and people will be able to, you know, really shock a lot of people next year. You know, I know we're going to get right back to work this year, you know, especially not being able to go to the tournament. And I know guys are hungry, and, you know, guys are going to use that. It's going to be a chip on their shoulder. And I think they'll come out and do really well.
James, can you describe just your level, I guess, of focus intensity, particularly on the defensive end tonight? It seemed like you were challenging shots without fouling and getting, you know, really giving them a hard time in the paint.
I mean, challenging shots without fouling, I mean, I feel like I always do that. Sometimes just call a foul, honestly. So, you know, when the refs let me play a little bit, my stats look a little bit better. But that just, like I said, that's following the game plan. You know, they have some athletic guys that want to get downhill, and, you know, they're going to have to out-athlete me at the rim, and today I was just able to, you know, be the better athlete.
That your last lap of McCain, which seemed like you really were enjoying yourself, what was that like?
Oh, man, it was love, man. You know, just the fact that I was able to impact people in that way, you know, just with my play on the court. So, I mean, a lot of people, they don't know me, of course. You know, if you were to know me, you know that, you know, I was a cool guy. You know, I'm okay, I think. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, for people that I don't know, for them to feel moved to, you know, have any type of care about me as to what I do without having those personal relationships, that moves me, and that means I'm doing the right things on the court when it comes to energy, when it comes to playing the right way, when it comes to bringing focus to this program. And you know, just seeing that those people, you know, those students, my peers, felt that way about me, that meant a lot. And I really enjoyed that, you know, that last lap, you know, my mosh pit, you know, smacking hands, you know, a lot of these people, you know, they'll remember this for a lot, you know, all their lives, and so will I. So just having that shared bond, that shared experience it's amazing.
Okay. Thank you, James.
Congratulations. Thanks, James. Great job.
It's my last time here, too. Y'all gonna miss me?
Yeah.
Come on, go do the mosh pit. Everybody.
All right, questions for Coach Pastner?
Yep. Any questions?
Coach, when the team got off, I mean, the front court got off to a little slow start, you inserted Evan Cole, and he really gave you some strong minutes.
I thought Evan gave us great minutes. I thought Khalid Moore gave us great minutes too. I just thought their effort, and I thought Pittsburgh. I thought it was two teams playing extremely hard. I thought Pittsburgh plays really hard, and I think, and I'm a fan of their team. So we knew we were going to have to play even extra hard. And I'm just telling you, I could sit here and just, I can't say enough words. When you're a head coach, when you're a head coach and you sit in that chair and you get the, you know, number one, the most important thing is you want to try to win every game, but you want to see the guys getting better. And we have really improved. And it's not easy to do that in this league. Damon Stoudemire, who was my assistant at Memphis, he had texted me, and I texted him just congratulations because he had gotten Coach of the Year in the West Coast Conference, and he says, Coach, two things that will always stick with me, what you've always said. winning is hard, and you can never take a win for granted. I would always, and then secondly, he would say, Coach, man, I would be a way better assistant for you now, because sitting in this chair, it's the decisions you have to make and the split decisions. And so being able to see what this happened on when we got kind of the gut punch on Monday, to see how the guys responded this week, I cannot give you enough accolades and words to these young men on how they handled themselves Monday after the decision, Tuesday after they were told the decision, Tuesday, and then how they played today. They deserve every single ounce of credit. And my assistant coaches and my staff have done an incredible job, because it's not easy for our guys to continue to get better, to improve, and then to continue to, you know, like I said, to hear that Monday and then be able to still come out with the same fight on today. It's a direct just accolades to those players, to those young men, and obviously to the staff. So I can't say enough about our guys. I just can't say enough. And the crowd was excellent. They gave us a great lift. Gave us a great lift all through these games. I thought the crowds were great in this stretch run. And again, I said it earlier, I just think the student section was outstanding. And that makes a big difference. So we thank you, students, and it gives great energy in the crowd.
They got after you with the trap and the full court, and it seemed like it took a little bit of time to make that adjustment. Kind of what was the adjustment you guys made in terms of getting out of that, and you were able to get some fast breaks and get some tempo? I thought
we did some. I thought Khalid Moore and Evan Cole gave us some of those really good opportunities on that. And I want to tell you another thing. For 11 years, I've never started the seniors like I mentioned. Well, I asked the guys, and they came to me and said they want Shambari to start. And I want to tell you this on Jose. I said, okay, who's not starting? I asked the guys that to tell me who's not starting out of your group. And Jose says, Coach, I won't start. Everyone else needs to start. I won't start. Shambari needs to start. I said, let's go. And I just want to tell you that the type of young man that Jose is, that leader, that there was no decision to be made because he just stepped in before anyone had to make a decision. Because I said, who doesn't want to start then? Because I said, I'm not good at this stuff. I'm picking who's to choose and not to choose. And Jose stepped up and said, hey man, I'm not starting, Coach. And so he's an incredible leader. Led us again today. Congratulations to Jose Alvarado, for getting over 1,000 points. And Michael DeVoe hit some big threes there in the second half. But I thought Jordan Usher, I thought Khalid Moore and Evan Cole gave us great minutes. And 20 assists on 27 made field goals is a great stat.
It seemed like Jordan may have played his best game tonight.
I thought Jordan was really good. He's unselfish. He's a good passer, makes the right plays. I thought Jordan was really good. If he could he needs to have a great offseason and continue to work on his individual skills, he'll continue to get better. And one last shout out I want to give, and I know I've gone, but because it's last time we'll see everybody. To everyone in the Georgia Tech department, they've been incredible. And I say that from Todd Stansberry to Marvin Lewis to Shoshana to Simmet to Moose to Mike. To everybody. I could go on and on about I could name every single person in the administration and/or just in the department. It's a real privilege and honor to work at Georgia Tech with the people that you can work with, because it's really easy during some tough times to go the other way. But everyone during this stretch of this year where there's highs and lows, and everybody was in the trenches with us and stayed in the foxhole in the trenches with us. And I'm telling you, that it's an incredible culture at Georgia Tech Athletic Department. Obviously, it starts with Mr. Stansberry, but just everybody there. It's a real honor and privilege to be able to work with great people, and it feeds off into our student athletes. And so I just want to give a shout out to the entire athletic department too.
Coach, how difficult has it been, if at all, or excuse me, how difficult has it been, if at all, to kind of keep the guys kind of positive and optimistic after the whole thing with the band came down, and just letting them know that they still have something to play for?
No, and again, I want to give, incredible credit to my assistant coaches and my staff. I thought they did a great job of continuing to make sure that they keep the guys up. Secondly, the guys, how they've handled it, you know, because that's not an easy situation. But we had a lot to play for that hasn't been done at Georgia Tech in a long time, And to be able to finish out the right way, to kind of be in some maybe record books in a sense, or to be able to do things that hasn't been done in this program in many, many, many years. You know, there's still a lot to play for. And Mr. Stansberry and Marvin Lewis shared the news with our guys, and they did a great job with how they relayed the message. And I actually thought, and Mike Stamus was in the meeting as well too, and he had a really he says, Coach, can I say something at the end? This was after Mr. Stansberry and Marvin Lewis had left, and he had good words to the guys. I thought was really good, and just it was powerful what Moose said just about on what to be able to do to play for it. So I thought all that stuff, and again, that's where I gave credit just to the entire athletic department. Just we have a lot of good people in the department, a lot of good people.
Do you approach this Clemson game coming up as kind of like your postseason kind of game? Like it's a
Kelly,
lot.
If we beat Clemson, and it's going to be hard to do on the road, I get it. Clemson's very good, very, very good. I know they lost a tough one tonight, I think, to Virginia Tech. Am I right on that? And you know they're playing. They're hoping maybe to get an at-large or something with the NC2 or the NC2A. But what you have a chance to do is, if you win that game, forget the seeding stuff. You are finishing 5th place in the ACC, and it would be Moose would be the highest finish in I don't know how long. If you can win that game, you can finish 5th. Now I don't I know you'd have to still win if we were in the tournament. You still have to win the conference tournament, and if you told me before the year that 5th place team is not going to be the top 4 seed in the NC2A tournament, you would be I wouldn't believe it. But my point is
2005
tied for 4th. Okay, so to have an opportunity to move the needle in the program, to get to an opportunity to finish 5th is a great thing if we could do that. I mean, it's going to be hard to do, but it would be one heck of a deal if we could do that.
And over 500 for the first time in, 15 years?
Yes, and over 5. Moose, if we got that, would be over since '94. Since 04, be over 500 in the league play. Yep. So over 500. So that would be another great thing to do. And it's not going to be easy, but we'll compete. We'll get after it and see how it all shakes itself out.
Last time up there, Justin went off, had a great game. Did you approach the game trying to stop him, or did you just say we need to play good team defense?
No, well, I mean, I think Pitt's good, and I think Pitt's a good team, and I think they play really hard, and I think Coach Capel does a great job. I just think this league is really good. I'm disappointed that the league doesn't get enough credit, that maybe we don't have those super tier teams like we did last year, but I think the middle and the kind of the Mark Packer and Wes Durham call it the glob, but when you that's what they call it on the ACC network on their shows in the morning. When you talk about all those teams, I think we're really good. And I've said if you just take out the blue bloods and you move Florida State, Virginia, Syracuse, Louisville, Duke, North Carolina, Florida State, you just took those 6 away and we moved the other 9. Those 9 alone would just form a league, would be really, really good. So I just think the league, probably people are underselling how good the league is, especially from the middle and the bottom, and that's the difference. And so I just think Pitt's really good, and they got their whole team back, and they're going to be good again next year. And it's just this league is the best in the country.
Coach Capel talked a lot about kind of how he's been impressed with how you've built the program. It seems like maybe they're like a year or 2 behind since he started later, but you just mentioned kind of what do you see and kind of similarities as another program that's probably trying to do the same thing, getting older.
And that's the hard thing in the league. Everyone's trying to catch up, and no one from the top is letting their foot off the gas. So it's just a complete dogfight, the entire league. But I have great respect for Coach Capel and their program and their staff and their players, and I think they're really good. And it's this league is an incredibly hard. It's the best in the country, and winning is hard, and you can never take one win for granted.
Coach, you said for a while you want to get old and stay old. Doesn't it seem to you that Jose Alvarado has aged about 3 playing years this season?
Yeah.
He really really takes over.
God bless him. He's gotten, people talk about Moses Wright getting better. Jose Alvarado has gotten better. He's really improved. I think Michael DeVoe, I know he has some turnovers today, but I think he's really improved. He's gotten better. And I think Jordan, if you remember Jordan Usher's first game for Ball State, compared to where he is today, he has gotten better. There's a lot of things you can say about the program, but there's one thing you can't deny is our guys have gotten better every single year. In all 4 years, guys have gotten better and better and better. And that's an incredible accomplishment by our staff, by the assistant coach. The assistant coaches do a great, I don't do the player development, it's the assistant coaches. The assistant coaches have done just an incredible job with that, and they deserve the ultimate credit, and then obviously our players for having the buy-in. But guys have gotten better, and I don't think people just assume Alvarado is just boom. You go look at his recruiting rankings, he was a 3-star guy, and most people, I remember when I signed him, people are like, I don't know if he can play in the ACC. I mean, he's one of the best guards not only in this league, in the entire country. And but that's because he has gotten better, and that's a reflection on him, but also a great reflection on our assistant coaches.
Coach, have you had any conversation with either your guys or just with anybody, with you, your own self, in regards to how important it is and put emphasis on taking advantage in the league that there is in the ACC right now, where there's so many moving parts and everything like that, to take advantage of that?
Yeah, I mean, look, I just think I think the league's really good, but I think we've gotten better. Part of the reason we've gotten better is we've gotten older. But I have not wavered on that one bit since I've gotten the job. Our best way for success is to get old and stay old, and we've got to have great guard play. I've said that from the beginning. I haven't wavered from that. I believe in that. I believe in our vision and what we're trying to do, and getting old and staying old. And that's why we're better this year. It's not as much anything else other than we're trying to move the needle, and we're older. And I just believe that's the best way for us to move the needle.
That's the last one.
Can you talk a little bit on the impact that defense had on the game tonight?
Yeah, actually, I mean, we are who we are defensively. We came in the game 3rd in the country in 3-point defense, 22 in the country in overall defensive efficiency. That's one thing we've been really good at this. In our 4 years, we've been really good defensively. The issue is our first 3 years we weren't real good offensively. The reason, to the point, the reason that we're playing better this year is we are really good defensively, but our offense is catching up to our defense. And I think even after today, Moose were probably one of the top 5 or so in conference in 3-point shooting, and one of the better ones in just overall offensive efficiency. So that's another reason why we're playing better, is our offense has caught up with our defense in a sense. We've always been really good defensively, but we've been able to score now.